feel a little low.
I know what could help. CEMTV Morning Pulse. It's a good day to shine on CEMTV Morning Pulse.
Oh, hey. Wake up, go shine. Go shine, go shine. Oh, oh, oh. Morning light, here we go. New day rising, feel the flow. From your world to what's ahead. Every story being said. Feel the rhythm, feel the call. We bring the moment, we bring it up. Oh, oh, oh. Wake up, go shine. Step into your light, your time. Feel the world come alive. CEMTV, rise and shine. Wake up, go shine. From the streets to the skyline. Every moment, every line. CEMTV, go shine. What is new, from the trends to global views, where the roads and where to go, markets moving, let it show. Feel the rhythm, feel the call. We bring the moment, bring it up. Oh, 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 oh. Wake up, go shine. Step into your light, your time. Feel the world come alive. CEMTV, rise and shine. Wake up, go shine. From the streets to the skyline. Every moment, every line. CEMTV.
Still feeling low?
No, CEMTV Morning Pulse was just what I needed.
I'm here again, of course, to serve you with the weather forecast for today. It's the 23rd day of June 2026. Come on! What are your plans for today? Well, it looks like the weather is going to be very favorable. So whatever your plans are, better keep it coming, because today you will have the ability to go out without thinking about so much. At least I hope. Welcome to Weather Forecast. My name is Vera Philip, and of course, I'm your host. Let's start off strong in the garden city of Port Harcourt, of course. In Port Harcourt, we see that we're going to have 24 degrees Celsius today. It's going to feel like 29 degrees Celsius. And during the day, we're going to be experiencing 32 degrees Celsius, and at night 23 degrees Celsius. I'm sure you can see this already, that the weather is going to be clear today in Port Harcourt. From 7 a.m. to about 1 p.m. we're going to have clear sunlight. You can see that, you know, we all have the sun from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. So best believe you can do whatever it is that you need to do at that time, especially if something like rain is going to be a disturbance for you. And at 2 p.m. it's going to get a bit cloudy, and then the rain will come forth around 3 to 5 p.m. So we're having 90 to 100% rainfall between 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So you might just be, you know, enjoying some sunshine from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. But obviously from this, you know, it's definitely not going to be lasting all day. We're going to have to deal with rainfall still today for a few hours, approximately 3 hours. And then we'll have the sun go down at 6 p.m. And of course, the moon will take its shape over the night. Okay, that is what our weather forecast for today says. We're going to be experiencing wind, that is mostly when the rain starts. Of course, the rain is starting from 3 to 5 p.m. so you're going to expect wind, the highest amount of wind at 3 p.m. I think it's going to be ushering in the rain, and also, you know, a very high amount of wind around 5 p.m. which I would like to believe that is it taking the rain away. That is what our weather forecast today in Port Harcourt looks like. So I hope this aids you as you go about your activities today. Now, it's not just Port Harcourt we are here to see, of course. Let's take a look at another city today. We're taking a look at Kogi State. Now, whatever it is that happens in Port Harcourt might mostly not happen in Kogi State because they're in different geopolitical zones. Let's see. In Kogi, it looks like it's going to be clear as well, at least from here. 24 degrees Celsius, going to feel like 29 degrees Celsius. During the day, we're experiencing 30 degrees Celsius in Kogi State, and at night 22 degrees Celsius. Now, it promises to have sunlight at 7 a.m. You know, sunlight still from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. to be mixed with cloudy weather. Of course, that's to tell you that it's still going to rain today in Kogi, meaning that 12 p.m. we'll have 25% of rainfall. And The sun will try to come up, maybe even fully, at 1 p.m. and afterwards it's going to be constant rainfall from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Now it's going to be between 50%, 60%, 70% of rainfall, so it's going to be heavy, but not as heavy as 100%. So basically, if you need to do something that doesn't require the rain, you can do that between 7 and 11 a.m. in the morning. And if you need to still be outside, remember that rainfall will come 12 p.m. Take a break at 1 p.m. and return at 2 p.m. Another thing is that we're going to be experiencing thunderstorms in Kogi between 4 to 5 p.m. You can see that here. When thunderstorms come along with rain, it's obviously always a bit heavier. So yeah, it's going to be thunderstorms and heavy rainfall between 65% to 70% of that. And wind at 4 p.m. we're expecting the highest amount of wind. Let's see, rain is going to be falling at 4 p.m. It's going to be accompanied by thunderstorms. So you should know that at that time, maybe don't be outside. 15 is what we're expecting, and that's at 4 p.m. the highest amount of wind will come there. That is for Kogi State. Of course, another place we're going to be looking at today is Jigawa. Let's see what happens in Jigawa. It says partly cloudy in Jigawa, 24 degrees Celsius, and it's going to feel like 26 degrees Celsius. And during the day we're going to be met with 29 degrees Celsius, and at night 22 degrees Celsius. Now looking at what the weather is in Jigawa, we are not going to be experiencing any rainfall, at least from the weather forecast today. But then at 7 a.m. we're going to have the sun come up a bit, and the clouds will stay behind. Just a little bit of sunshine will come at 8 a.m. The sun will try again at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. A little bit of it will still be there at 12 p.m. So basically it's going to be cloudy, but not entirely cloudy. So you can see from 12 to 3 p.m. that we'll really not have sunshine, but then it's just going to be there. And then the sun will try to come up at 4, maybe towards the time it's going down at 6 p.m. So that's what the weather forecast during the day will be like in Jigawa. Basically, it says if you need to be at work, if you need to be anywhere, and you don't have to worry about the rain, you can definitely do what it is you want to do. However, we're going to be experiencing some very strong wind in Jigawa. As you can see, these are really high winds in the morning all the way to 4 p.m. Really high wind in Jigawa, so just be careful as you step out, and of course let this forecast be able to aid you as you step out today. Away from Jigawa, Ado-Ekiti, another place in Nigeria we're going to be taking a look at to see what happens in that place today. It's going to be clear, approximately 22 degrees Celsius. It's going to feel like 26 degrees Celsius, and during the day we will be experiencing 28 degrees Celsius in Ado-Ekiti. At night, 21 degrees Celsius. Now let's look at it deeper. We're going to have the sun come up at 7 a.m. Clouds will come in at 8 a.m. A little bit of sun light to raise its head at 9 a.m. There's going to be like a battle of sun and clouds during 10-11 a.m. which means that we're going to have rainfall at 12 p.m. The clouds and the sun will go at loggerheads again at 1 p.m. and afterwards we are not being promised no sunshine. It's going to be heavy rainfall, not heavy, but rainfall between 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's between the range of 30% to 35%, 40%, and yada yada in that category. So between 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. and that's what we're expecting. Not so much wind, but at 4 p.m. we'll expect a little bit of high wind, and at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. as well. And that's that for Ado-Ekiti. Of course, we're moving to Owerri. Now, of course, there's also the business hub in the eastern part of Nigeria, so the weather is very important here. It's going to be clear approximately in Owerri. It's going to be 24 degrees Celsius, feel like 29 degrees Celsius, and during the day we will be experiencing 30 degrees Celsius, and at night 22 degrees Celsius. Now 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. is going to be sunny. The clouds will come in at 11 to 12. Then the rain will come at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. 30% to 35% of rainfall. The sun will struggle to come up again at 3 p.m. The rain will resurface at 4 p.m. and then the cloud and the sun will have their battle between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. So that's what the weather is like in Owerri. We're going to have a little bit of rainfall, but it's just about 30 to 35% of rainfall, and it's going to be between 1 to 2 p.m. and return itself again at 4 p.m. The highest amount of wind will be at 7 p.m. today, which obviously is going to be cloudy. And that's the weather forecast for today, 23rd day of June 2026. As you step out, I hope that this weather forecast is able to aid your activity for the day. Anyways, we will return tomorrow for another weather forecast for tomorrow, but until then, travel and tours is what is coming to you next. My name is Vera Philip. Have a great morning.